May the FUPA be with you, boys. Welcome back. Beautiful and amazing human beings. My name is Luke Rudowski here of wearechange.org, and there's a lot of absolutely wild and crazy news to get into today. As, of course, domestically, the inner cities of this country are just being eroded to its core, destroyed from within, almost as if we are a part of a fifth generational warfare program that is meant to destabilize and demoralize the rest of humanity. What's really going on here? As a billionaire has a good solution for you now. Yeah, right. As Donald Trump faces off against the secret police dealing with their playbook, as it looks like the Manchurian Candidate Administration is doing everything they can to try to stay in power. But who will be Trump's running mate in order to battle this Manchurian big state, Orwellian police state? Is it someone a part of that organization? Well, maybe. We'll talk about that, plus a lot more. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast was done by the incredibly talented Silent Meme Majority. He is at Meme Majority. We will be linking his YouTube channel down in the description below, as of course he does fantastic, magical meme lore that is absolutely worth following. Check him out. Definitely subscribe to his YouTube channel, as little memes like this that help us laugh truly are absolutely critically important in an ever so larger, ever-growing information war that is only expanding to greater levels of idiocracy, as the Chicago Teachers Union is demanding $50 billion of taxpayer funds to not only increase their salaries by nearly $50,000, but to also have 45 days off, end-of-life services for babies in the womb of their mothers, as they also now are demanding housing for illegal immigrants, more LGBTQ annual training, as only 21% of Chicago's 8th graders are proficient in reading. Yes, you heard that correctly. The Chicago Teacher School Union is asking for $50 billion in literal frickin' woke pet projects, while they can't even adequately teach their children how to read. This, as public education has become a larger public indoctrination system that, rather than educate our youth, makes them a lot more ignorant, a lot more envious, a lot more of a perpetual consumer debt slave that is perfect for the cogs of the machine of the larger corporatocracy that rules over everyone. As a lot of these mind viruses that hijack and destroy any kind of knowledge, anything that is beautiful, anything that is amazing, usually comes from within the larger cities that the decay originates from, and then quickly spreads all throughout the United States, as of course places like New York City, places like Chicago, places like LA, where riot police officers were just sent in to get rid of an encampment that was criticizing American foreign policy. As right now, in a lot of these woke states, as highlighted by Elon Musk, illegal immigrants that are told and spurred on to come to the United States, promised a whole bunch of bill of goods that your tax dollars pay for the larger transportation of, can get bank loans, mortgages, insurance, driver's licenses, and in many instances, free healthcare, with even in-state college tuition. As Elon Musk raises the question, what's the point of being a citizen if illegals get all the benefits but don't have to pay any taxes or do jury duty? This, as I automatically think of jury nullification, which is something that you should look up, especially if you're an American citizen. If you don't know what that is, look that up right now. As our politicians absolutely are not prioritizing the well-being of the American people, as now California just had a recent outbreak of tuberculosis that took the life of one individual, infected 14 others, as the state there has declared a health emergency, as 9 people have been hospitalized, as we're literally bringing back centuries-old diseases and sicknesses, and let's not forget also creating new ones that a lot of scientists in America helped spur on and now are trying to do their best to cover up, as Chris Como and the New York Times had some very interesting articles surrounding the latest kind of technological advancements in modern medicine that billionaires who believe that there's too many people in this world are going to be implementing now for almost every kind of disease and sickness. Yes, you heard that correctly. But don't worry, the government has your best interest at heart and will protect you right now. You know what does have your best interest at heart? Our own members area that you can subscribe to right now on wearechange.org/subscribe. As we're having some issues with our domain, this is usually the lukeunfiltered.com members area, but again, it's up right now, wearechange.org/subscribe. As we give you a lot of really cool things when you guys sign up, there's multiple ways that you can. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You click the link right now in the description and you could join for $15, $99, $8. You click right here, you just put in a little bit of information and you get emailed back a login where you get access to 10 plus years of videos, 3 master classes, a forum to talk to other members, a members only store, contest, ticket giveaways, as we're working on free tickets for you guys for the upcoming Bitcoin conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and nature hikes that we're doing at least once a month all over the United States. The next one coming up, again, I got to check my schedule, might be in around Washington, D.C. that you guys get to participate with just by simply signing up and becoming a member. Even if you're not wanting to hike, your memberships help other people hike, help other people touch grass, help other people find like-minded individuals, as of course, this is how to fight the larger culture war. This is how to get the message out there. This is how to communicate with individuals, as we have to take every opportunity we can, especially in an ever so censorious society that, of course, likes to ban and stop ideas. This is, again, why I have the bestpoliticalshirts.com. As yesterday at West Palm Beach, at Mar-a-Lago, actually, I was wearing this shirt, and I literally got like 20 plus people coming up to me complimenting me on this specific shirt. You could be the talk of the town. You could meet new people. You could start conversations, all just by simply wearing a shirt and doing your own lazy form of activism, all on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. This, as of course, I have a little bit more to say about my visit to Mar-a-Lago yesterday, as it was a very interesting trip, especially in the midst of a presidential election, where even according to the latest ABC News polls, 80% of Trump supporters would, quote, back him if he was convicted of a crime, majority of which saying that they won't have any kind of impact on their upcoming vote. As head-to-head, Joe Biden lost to Donald Trump in all the ABC News polls except for healthcare, specifically when it has to come to reproductive care for women. But within 10 of the top issues coming up, Donald Trump was on top of Joe Biden, as the former president of the United States is facing hundreds of years in jail as the Biden administration looks to buy its way into a second presidential victory, as Bill Maher, a prominent leftist commentator, came on and blasted Joe Biden for the latest student loan forgiveness scheme that he's trying to pull off right before the election, as Bill Maher described this as tax dollars supporting people who hate a race of people in the Middle East, as he's claiming that this ploy won't work, as of course the people protesting this country and their conflict in the Middle East right now are driving a larger wedge and a divide in the Democratic political party that could absolutely cost them this election. This, as yesterday at Mar-a-Lago at a private donor event, Donald Trump likened the Biden administration to the Gestapo, essentially describing them as a secret police that was railing against him, causing him legal troubles that, of course, put him in a very interesting situation where there probably will be some political leverage used with the charges against him in order to buy off some larger political favors. This, as I was actually at the speech at this not so private meeting, as Donald Trump kind of raged and talked about how the Biden administration is leading us to a global war with consequences that the world has never known before, as it's fair to say that a lot of his political opponents are moving in a way to prosecute him and put him in jail, as there are ongoing criminal court cases surrounding him not filing expenses correctly. Yes, that's literally what they have him on, as of course it's fair to say that Donald Trump is one of the most investigated men on the face of this earth. And the things that this Democratic Party establishment is going after him for really seem petty. And this is why even ABC News polls are saying it wouldn't matter if he's convicted of a crime, as of course they're literally going after him for anything they can. As I think the reference to the 1930s secret police might be a little hyperbolic, but it's not that hyperbolic when you look at the larger context of what's really happening to this man, who, in my opinion, absolutely is being politically prosecuted. This during what is a very heated election cycle that is definitely going to get a lot more interesting, especially when it comes to the larger VP pick that Donald Trump decides to be his running mate, as there was a short list released to the general public about who should be the vice president under a potential Trump administration, as USA Today is detailing what they see as a, quote, private audition with GOP donors last night at Mar-a-Lago over who should join Donald Trump on the ticket. As of course, me and my friend Tim Pool were there. We saw a lot of these individuals walking around, as Tim Scott, Marco Rubio, JD Vance, who made it onto the short list, were there, but also other individuals like Vivek Ramaswamy. Blagojevich was there, which was pretty interesting, as well as Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, who of course recently was a larger disappointment to the larger kind of MAGA congressional movement inside of Washington, D.C. As it definitely does look like the Trump team is definitely trying to pick a running mate, as from everything I'm hearing, it probably will be an individual who is known for being a part of the establishment, an individual who is known for being a neoconservative, and that, of course, is Marco Rubio, someone who, according to some sources, has been bringing a lot of kind of high-profile donors to Donald Trump and helping him with some of his financial worries and concerns. But another aspect to consider here is Rubio, who essentially is considered a man of the swamp, a man of the establishment and the intel agencies, could potentially offer up a deal to the powers that be that could placate them, that could potentially make them feel safe under a new Trump administration, that they would kind of acquiesce to if Marco Rubio was on this potential ticket. Now, of course, everything that I'm saying here is purely speculation, but for my kind of larger understanding of this, there are some larger power plays being made here, as long-term confidant of Donald Trump, Roger Stone, is publicly telling everyone that Tulsi Gabbard is the person that should be the right woman for the job. And I would have to absolutely agree with him. Now, what's happening behind the scenes? No one really knows here, but if Trump does decide to pick a Rubio running mate, he does put himself in a very tough position where the establishment is definitely going to be jousting to get him out in order to get their man Rubio in. With a Tulsi Gabbard vice presidency, they would be less aggressive to do so, as she's more of a buck the system representation of an individual who's willing to stand up to the intel agencies, just like she did with the whole situation that unfolded in Syria a few years ago, where she spoke out against the intel agency's larger support of radical Islamists in the region. Something that the general public was not allowed to know, but she helped expose to the general public with other brave whistleblowers and members of Congress that were able to speak out against what could have been the next big war that was prevented mainly because of a lot of people coming out and speaking out against it. Now, who will be the VP pick? Will it be Rubio? Well, in my opinion, from everything that I'm seeing and hearing, yeah, it's probably going to be him. Who do I think it should be? Tucker Carlson. But that's just my own kind of biased perspectives here, which probably won't happen. As it definitely does look like a lot of powerful institutions and players have Donald Trump in a very tough position, as the way that this situation will unfold will be absolutely fascinating to watch. And we're going to be watching it very carefully. As I want to leave the question to you. Who do you think the VP will be? Not who do you want to be, who do you think it actually will be? There's a short list of names of individuals out there that, according to a lot of credible sources, are the ones that are being pushed forward. There's a lot of meetings already happening at Mar-a-Lago where these larger decisions are being made here. Lots of things are being calculated here, and there's a lot more behind the scenes that we absolutely have no idea about, especially when it comes to the larger power positions that are being established, the larger deals that are being made right now in an ever so crucially important election year that will decide the fate of this country. How do you see it unfolding? Let me know down in the description below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org. Get a shirt, talk to people. Trust me, it's amazing. Start those conversations right now. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.